Hi, I hope everyone's having a good day. Today we are going to be reviewing a book called A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. So, the book starts out with Senior Pip in a town called Fairview. Everybody in Fairview believes that Sal Singh killed Andy Bell and then murdered himself a few days later. But Pip doesn't really believe that this is true. Everything in the police said and in other facts that she has researched don't really line up. So she decides for her senior capstone project to follow her instincts and go out and try to solve the mystery on her own and see what the truth is on that fateful April night. So my own thoughts on the book are, I really liked how Jackson layered the different plot elements so that if you were trying to solve the murder like I was, there were so many different plot lines that she went down that still all worked together and made sense, that you were thrown off and you kept thinking one thing, but you were like, but that's too obvious, and you had to keep going back and like thinking to yourself, well, if it's not this, then what could it be, and looking back on past clues. And it was really interesting how she layered the different conversations, because Pippa goes around interviewing a bunch of people. It was really interesting trying to put the pieces together for yourself. And there were enough characters that it could go many different ways, but at the same time, there weren't so many that you were confused or you just thought she was trying to throw you off too much. So the dialogue didn't show as much characterization as I would have liked. There could have been, it felt like some of the conversations were of the same, like it was like the same person talking to each other, which as a writer I understand because we start writing as we speak. So it's hard to show the difference in characterization between two characters having a conversation in a way that I think that Jackson could have worked on this, is to show their actions of how they were feeling during the conversation instead. So this being a crime book, I was a little hesitant at first to read it because I don't know, I get scared easily, so I was a little bit like, do I want to do this? But honestly, I wasn't that scared, and it was like it was lighthearted enough that it was suspenseful, and it was actually kind of fun. I definitely would recommend this book to anybody who wants to kind of dip their toes into like the crime field or just suspense in general. The only other comment I have to make that I didn't really like was that Ravi and Pip started getting into a little bit of romance towards the end, and I kind of wanted them to just be friends because there's not enough of that in literature. And but I'm also excited to see how the relationship grows and changes in Jackson's next book, Good Girl, Bad Blood, which came out this month. And I'm excited to see a few other loose ends from the end get tied up in that. So overall, she writes these notes that she writes all of her notes down in her capstone log. So if I had to rate this book, I would rate it 4.5 out of 5 capstone logs. I hope everybody enjoyed my review. Be on the lookout for a non-spoiler free version later. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.